Welcome back to Tool School. In today's class, we're going to study Nancy Zieman's No Hassle Triangle Gauge. Half square triangle blocks and quarter square triangle blocks are the foundations for literally thousands of different quilt designs. The problem is cutting all of those little triangles are very tedious, sewing them all together is very time consuming, and making them perfect is very difficult. To assist you in making your triangle blocks, Nancy Zieman and Clover have collaborated to produce the No Hassle Triangle Gauge. It's a plastic gauge with a sliding inner gauge. On this side we find the markings to make half square triangle blocks. On this side of the gauge we have markings to do the quarter square triangle blocks. All that's needed for you to do is to select what size blocks you want to do, set the inner T at that position, and then you read the numbers and it'll tell you what size blocks to start with and what size blocks that will produce. So what we've done is we've looked at the top of our gauge to see what size blocks we need. We cut the strips, then we cut the strips into the correct size blocks. We put two of our blocks together, and then we superimpose the gauge over the blocks, and in the slot down the middle of the gauge we take our Clover marking pen and mark a steady line. We take this line, put it on our sewing machine, and sew a scant 1/4 inch on either side. Once that is done, we simply take our Clover rotary cutter and cut the line that we've already drawn. We press open and we have perfect half square blocks. To do quarter square blocks, we start out with the same process. We take our gauge and we set it on the size that we want. It will tell us what size blocks to cut. We'll cut our strips and our blocks the same manner as we did the half square. We'll actually make our half squares. Then we put our half squares together, and then we set our gauge on there perpendicular to the first cut, mark our line with our Clover marking pen, pull it off, sew a scant 1/4 inch on either side, take our Clover rotary cutter, cut through our strips, open and press, and we have perfect quarter square blocks. This is Nancy Zieman's No Hassle Triangle Gauge. I'm Steve Butler, and this has been Tool School.